Hi everyone, my name is Agent M, and I'm right there where I left off last video. I'm still sick, but I don't give a damn. Okay, so how did I do this? I'm not gonna tell you, or am I? Well, I am going to tell you because I'm a nice person. Okay, so what you need to know about Minecraft is that all of its data. So if you go in here, we go to saves, we go to data. All of its data is stored here, like scoreboard, rates, command storage, and all this stuff we can access, we can read from outside. However, it's only updated when we close, like we go to the menu. If you don't escape to the menu, it's not saved here, so the changes are not reflected. So this is not useful. Also, when we write something in Python and we write to any of these while Minecraft is still open, it won't do anything because Minecraft is basically the boss, the admin over these files, and says like, no, 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 I'm touching these files. You can't have them. So changing this data, impossible. Right? Reading this data, only if you do this. Okay. So that's a big no-no. We can't use that. Any of the other things, it's all leveled up dat. Everything that's dat, it's used by Minecraft, can't be written to, and reading to only happens every time the game saves. So it's useless. So we can't use anything here. However, there's something called latest.log, which is a log file logging everything that's happening in chat, even the things that are happening on threads. It's logging basically. Well, you say, cool, but does it reflect changes immediately? Well, type enter and we immediately switch to the view. Oops, I wrecked that. We immediately switch here, and as you can see, we got exactly that, and we broke this. So unfortunately, what I said, show tools. Okay, let's not break that. But as you can see, we can just write E here, and it will immediately reflect over here. Of course, pausing for game is also shown. So anything written here will immediately show up here. We can read directly from here. However, there's lots of garbage, as you can see. We have this depending on everything that's happening. Also, we have this chat, and we have agent M and E. So if I just did something like a sine of 3, it would just appear here, right? Yeah, sure. However, this will allow any player to use these functions. If you want to, you could write it like that. And you could basically just search exactly for this string, for sine, and then some number following it, and evaluate it and tell the player that. And then exactly just even do this, basically tell agent M the result is 3.1415 for like height pi, So then you could even have the Python script react to every single player, even extract their name from the file, and then whisper to them the result. Then you'd have to use a different regular expression as I did, but that would be possible. Let's see. So we can write something here in Minecraft, and it will immediately come here. But how? Now we can process things here. How can we go back to Minecraft? We still can't write to anywhere, and even writing to the log file is no use, because the world is not reading from the log file. But what is reading from the log file are data packs, or not from the log file, but what the world is really reading is functions. The game is constantly reading functions. So we have a function like function, let's see, tools view. That's a function I wrote to view all the tools that are available. It will read from here and go to functions and go to tools view. This is basically the view command, and run these commands and it will execute them in the world. What if we could just write a file, like basically just from Python, just write a new file called output.emps Minecraft function, and in that function we basically do say hi. Then in Minecraft we can just do function scripting output, but it doesn't work. Even though it is exactly what it is, it doesn't work because we have to reload, and then it works. However, we're lucky because we can reload directly from functions. So what I did is in extern here, we reload. We basically reload the data pack. What that does, any new functions that have been created will be loaded into the world. So we can just create an output function and then call reload from somewhere in another function. Basically reloading in the data pack, and now the world sees the new function and can run it. So what we do is very simple. In functions addition, what we're doing is basically running or like writing to the chat. Python script figures out that the log file has changed. It will do its calculations and write a Minecraft function file in result. Any of these, like addition, this is the result, 75 of our previous addition. And it just writes this to a Minecraft function file. Now we are scheduling a new function, which is extern post addition, which happens after addition has happened. So after this function is done, it will run this, and this will run this. Okay, so it will output the data, but it will also go to result addition. So in short, running the function first pushes the function to the stack, which I use. I'll explain that later. Then it will run the function in Python. By calling this, it will write to the log file, so Python can react to that and figure out the result. And we schedule a function for 1 tick later, which is how long it takes, or not even, like Python is super fast, so it almost reacts instantly. However, you can change this to like 100 ticks or a day if the calculation takes a long time and will still work. However, if the Python script takes more than 1 tick, it will throw the wrong answer in Minecraft. I have a solution for that. I've not implemented that yet, and it's basically to also set a scoreboard in the previous edition, like just say like scoreboard players set toggle 1, player toggle 1, and it will set it to 1, and then later you have to check, was the previous output 1? If so, then check again if it has changed yet. If it's still 1, it will just set it to 1, and so come back in the game, it's still 1, so it's not finished yet. However, if it's done, it can change to 0, and when it changes to 0, or it can change to 2 or 3 or 4, it can change to 0. Then Minecraft says like, oh, 0, the previous time was 1, so the file must have changed, and then output the data. However, I've not implemented it yet. It's not that difficult to implement, but it's totally possible. So you can just keep waiting in Minecraft indefinitely until finally the file changes to the thing you needed. So we add, we send the add command, in the log file, Python works it out, has the value ready, we wait 1 tick, and then we basically read from the result here by executing this, we add 75 to the stack. Now I've talked about stack way too much without explaining it, and that's basically the storage. Data gets storage, Minecraft Global. I'm basically putting a stack right here. So I'm gonna clear the stack real quick because there is a lot of garbage in this. Cleared, and if we now look at the stack, see the stack is empty. Last output is still not cleared. We can just remove that. Last output. Can just move that. We can remove char array, so it's like nice and clean. Let's put them back. Last output was, what was last output? V. Alright, so now it's empty, basically. So this is what the storage looks like. We have last output, which we can use to look at this. So you can see, okay, what's the last output? We have char array, which is used internally for the keyboard. So this thing, you can just write something like THANKS. And if we don't even have to push it, and we can just look at the char array and it says thanks. We can clear it, look back at this, and it's empty again. And we have the stack. The stack is basically just the place where I put all my function arguments and function names so Python can read it. So what it's doing, we are pushing things to the stack, and then a tellraw command will basically just function trigger. So let's see, extern function 2 for addition. What it's doing is basically tellraw, and it's telling at myself. So it's basically client-side scripting, not server-side. And it's going to show you here function. It's going to write function like exactly this. Then from the stack, it's going to read from storage at the -1 position. That's like the last place. It's going to write that in the tellraw command, and it's going to do the argument before that, basically. So it's in reverse order. So it should actually be like this. So now the last thing pushed on the stack is the thing. However, stacks usually work like this, where you have to first put the last argument and then put the second last argument, or something like that. There is some stupid convention for it, but I've chosen this. But it'll just take the second value on the stack and the third value on the stack. And the third value on the stack is basically the function name, and it will be add. So this will run, and it will trigger into chat, basically like this. Tellraw add as, and it's going to do function, and then it's going to say like add, and two values, like 2 and 3. Watch what happens. I break a block. No, Python sees the result. Python actually sees the function and performs that function. And you can see it's almost instant. Like it happens here and it happens there. Tick tick. The only lag that there is basically from the game writing to the log file and flushing it. That's what's taking long. Python is immediately catching up. There is a small sleep function in there, so as to not eat all the resources by completely obliterating your CPU. However, I can even lower that time on the sleep function to make it even snappier. It's now running once every, or how often? Once every 50? No. Yeah, once every 50 milliseconds. Minecraft tick is 1/20th of a second, which is also 50 milliseconds. So it's running at the same speed as Minecraft. However, you can make this faster and put it at 10 milliseconds. You shouldn't really need to go any faster than that, as it only has to finish in one tick. However, you can have an edge case where it just takes barely as long, and you have to get that extra optimization out of it. But anyway, this is how we send stuff to Python. Okay, it's not showing anything because it froze. As you can see, it just works. However, Minecraft does not respond, obviously. That's why we have this reload in here. And then, like, Python is already writing all these answers here. So it's 37 now. We just do this, we get 6 here, and updates automatically. However, Minecraft obviously needs to run the function then, so it just basically does this: function scripting result addition, and it basically puts it on a stack. And if we now look at the stack, we can see that 75 is on the stack. Then Minecraft basically just deletes this value after writing it. So Minecraft basically reads it, like saying telraw at s, and then it says nbt stack, and then the last value on the stack, which is going to be the answer, from the storage Minecraft global, and it's going to say 75, and then it's just going to pop it from the stack by doing functions scripting stack slash pop1. And then if we look at it, the stack is empty, and we're back to where we started. This is infinitely expandable. We can add as many functions as we want, as difficult as we want. We can even connect to the internet if we want. I might even show that in the next video, where I'm just gonna write an URL here, and then I write something else. Maybe I'm gonna even like write an URL to an image. I go to Python, I look up that URL, take the image from the URL, convert that to Minecraft commands, like Minecraft set block commands, like set block red, like for every color, I'm gonna take the closest color and basically make a set block command. Just have some basic, like some place in the world like this, and I'm gonna have like an image of, I don't know, some kind of red thing, and it's just gonna run the Python script. So okay, let me just reiterate what I said. I'm gonna just do like a function, and I'm gonna say like fetch image, and I'm gonna say like the URL between quotes probably HTTPS, and then like // and it's like image server.com.org.site, I don't care, slash, and then image.png. And what this is gonna do is basically just go to this URL, which is, I just made that up, take image.png, work that in a Python file, then Python is going to convert that to set block commands like that. And let's take some more wool colors. And, you know, for example, the Dutch flag, it would just basically just write set block commands for each of those pixels, put them in a Minecraft function file. Minecraft will react by executing the function file, and it will probably need more than one tick, but I can adjust that easily, or I can just wait for it, and then we'll just print the image in Minecraft. And you can basically do any URL, any image, and it's amazing. So if you want to see that, be sure to subscribe, because next video will be how to print images from URLs in Minecraft vanilla using third-party scripting in Python. And that's about it for today. I hope you enjoyed. I love you guys. See you later.